Hey, what is up, lovelies? It is Lynn the Gotcha Goblin, and we are going to finally experience Caleb's, Caleb's bond, Caleb's myth, or Caleb's 5-star memories. Interesting. I think for now, what we're going to do is we're going to go through a painful signal. So, because this is his limited myth, let's go through this together, and I think this will be very interesting. I want to see what his mechanical arm is supposed to be all about. So let's go through this. Of course, I will narrate the bits and pieces that MC doesn't say. So yeah, this will be fun. All right, let's go through it. It's been 2 weeks since I returned from the Far Space Fleet's command center. I often catch myself zoning out. It feels like I slipped into a rift in time. In those dizzying moments, the only thing I want to hold is a certain person's hand. Okay, alright, okay. Caleb. During these past 2 weeks, whenever I have a free moment, I reach out to Caleb. And every time we're going to have a video call, Caleb always picks up before the second ring. After one afternoon has come and gone, Caleb is almost done assembling the model airplane. I realize I've been staring at the screen for a while. Caleb? Caleb sets down the parts and looks up.
What's up?
It's nothing. I just wanted to hear your voice. Say something.
When I left the house this morning, I thought I heard your voice coming from the plaza. I checked it out and saw the plaza's big screen showing an interview with elite hunters. It was right at the part where they were interviewing you. I gotta say, the you on the big screen and the you right now aren't exactly the same.
How so?
You were wearing the biggest smile just for the camera, but you're frowning at this little screen.
Really? Trying to act cool, I rub my forehead. The screen shakes as Caleb brings the phone closer.
You always have that frown whenever you've called me these past 2 weeks, you know. Is it right for me to say that seeing my face upsets you?
Lately, there's been a lingering unease in my heart. The touring chip, the changes in Caleb, these things make it difficult for me to hide my concern whenever I see him. Without any updates from Caleb, my anxiety gnaws away at me. Yes. I blurt out my jumbled up feelings to Caleb, yet when he lowers his gaze, I swallow the next set of words that are ready to leap off my tongue. When I open my mouth again, I can't hold back what I really want to say. Caleb, do you remember when we went to Skyhaven University and promised we'd call each other every week? Can we call each other daily from now on?
Didn't you just admit that seeing me makes you upset?
You believe everything I say? Since when were you this gullible?
Only one call a day, though? What if I want to call you more than that?
Does the Far Space Fleet Colonel have that much free time?
I'm not swamped with work to the point where I can't make a few calls. But I think we can do something more than that. We can keep doing these video calls.
Through the screen, Caleb leans in. It's as if he's trying to peer into my soul.
It's not for any reason in particular. I just prefer it this way. Oh, right. I'll be on vacation starting tomorrow. And since it's gonna last a while, I'll be in Lincoln for some time. I'll take seeing each other in person over phone calls any day. So, we're meeting up, Pipsqueak. You can turn that frown upside down now, right?
That depends on how well you behave. Overjoyed, I sit up from the sofa and suddenly remember why I called Caleb in the first place. There was a phone notification about picking up Grandma's death certificate. I knew this day would come, but I'm surprisingly at peace with it. When you get back, could you come with me to a place?
Sure thing.
You agreed so quickly. You're not even curious about where we're going? I walk into the bedroom and squat by the nightstand.
I'm more curious about what you're looking for.
Your death certificate. I'll need it for later.
I haven't seen that piece of paper yet. Show me what it looks like when you find it.
I pull out a document from the back of a drawer and put it in front of the camera.
These cold words. So this is what the end of life looks like.
I'll be picking you up tomorrow, Mr. Deceased. That's so mean. We'll be going to City Hall then. After telling Caleb that I haven't retrieved Grandma's death certificate and we're going to retrieve it together, he pauses.
Maybe I should disguise myself. Unless we want the clerks to think they're looking at a ghost.
One day later. After retrieving the document, I slip it into a folder and glance at Caleb. He's wearing sunglasses and a mask. Did you see the way the clerk was looking at you? They didn't think you were a ghost. They thought you were suspicious.
I never thought picking up a piece of paper with you would lead to 3 guards following us. It shows how good Lincoln's security is, at least.
As I wander aimlessly along the street, the scent of flowers becomes more prevalent as the wind carries it to my nose. Peering into the florist's, I notice white chrysanthemums glistening with dew. Caleb, I'm guessing you haven't visited Grandma since you joined the fleet? Caleb and I turn off the road and head toward a cemetery on Lincoln's outskirts. Carrying white chrysanthemums from the florist, we're on our way to visit Grandma. The cemetery is quiet as always. Someone in the distance silently mourns, their head lowered. I place the white chrysanthemums before Grandma's grave.
Now that I'm standing here, I suddenly don't know what to say to her.
Yeah, especially since I hide the death certificate behind my back. I don't want Caleb to feel worse.
It's all right. Our relationship with Gran isn't defined by a few papers. She would rather see you smile more, you know?
Look who's talking. You aren't smiling either. I poke Caleb's lips into a grin, and I find myself smiling too.
You look beautiful with that smile.
You're right. Let's keep things lighthearted in front of Grandma. I sit on the ground and pat the space beside me. Caleb sits down next to me.
Gran, I've been all right recently. You don't need to worry.
He likes hiding in his room when he's sick, though. If it weren't for me, the illness would have... Ouch! Before I could reveal Caleb's other secrets, he playfully pinches my cheeks.
Let's not bring that up in front of Gran.
Caleb, you goober, let go! Unwilling to take this lying down, I give Caleb's cheeks a good squeeze.
You let go first.
Nope. Look, Grandma, Caleb is bullying me again.
Really? Who's bullying who right now?
That's cute. When the sun reaches its apex at noon, Caleb and I finally leave the grave. However, he stops in his tracks when we're about to leave the cemetery. What's wrong? I turn my head and see Caleb staring thoughtfully at a sign. On it are the words Deepspace Aviation Administration Memorial Cemetery. You're not thinking about...
Yeah, I am. Where's my grave at?
You want to look at your tombstone? Don't you think that's a little crazy?
Not really. Isn't it basically forward thinking? Come on, lead the way.
That's crazy. It kind of reminds me of that meme of him taking a picture in front of his grave. The memorial cemetery established by the Deep Space Aviation Administration for pilots from Lincoln is to the right of the public cemetery. Nestled in the embrace of lush vegetation, Caleb's grave is under a tree.
You're familiar with this place?
Do you want to guess who I'm blaming for that? It's a short walk. In less than 2 minutes, Caleb stands in front of his own tombstone. Caleb, stay there for now.
Why?
I need to get a picture of this memorable moment. It's not something you see every day. That is so messed up. Seeing me take out my phone, Caleb squats down in front of his grave. He makes a peace sign. What the actual heck? This was a real thing? Hold on. Was the art made because of this? I have no idea. And now it just seems so much funnier.
Alrighty, go ahead.
Damn.
But if I'm here, what's buried in the ground?
Ashes? It's not yours, though. Maybe it's one of your pilot uniforms?
I had several of those. I wonder which one it is.
He moves closer to the grave, shakes his sleeve, pulls off a button, and places it in front of the tombstone. Is that your way of commemorating it?
Yep. Not everyone gets to do something like this.
If I had known we'd be visiting your grave today, I would have brought an extra bouquet. Hearing footsteps approach, I turn around. Imagine if it was Zane. The visitor holding white chrysanthemums looks both unfamiliar and familiar. I recall one of Caleb's classmates.
What a coincidence. You're here to see Caleb too?
Oh my god. Gideon. Yeah, what a coincidence, Gideon. I quietly move to ensure Gideon doesn't see Caleb, but it doesn't work at all.
Huh?
Oh my god. After a long pause, Gideon looks away. He shakes his head.
Hey, do you feel like there's someone behind you?
About that. As I'm about to explain, Caleb gently pats my back and nudges me to step aside.
Okay, give me the flowers. We're about to have lunch. Why don't you join us?
Huh?
He...
The white chrysanthemums fall as Gideon suddenly takes 3 steps back. In his eyes is a panic no trained pilot would ever display.
Is that Caleb's ghost?
Poor guy. So what, are we letting the cat out of the bag or something?
Caleb, you really are something else.
I gotta say, this Gideon guy is kinda cute. In the restaurant, Gideon sits across from Caleb and me, finishes his water in one go.
You're such a loose cannon.
He's scolding me.
I see. That was a good scolding, Gideon.
Why are you taking his side? Who's supposed to be your close friend here?
I tilt my chin up and shake the document folder at Caleb. Not you, that's for sure.
Absolutely heartless.
Using a spoon, he scoops up a duck heart from the dish and drops it into my plate.
Eat up, and maybe you'll stop being so heartless.
In response, I take a pair of wings from his plate. Maybe you should eat fewer wings then. That way you don't fly off into the sunset and make me look for you. I'll gladly eat them on your behalf.
Are you sure it's not because you wanted them for yourself?
Well, you're not wrong. And my response to that is, so what?
You're lucky she didn't smack you for hiding such a big secret.
My MC would totally smack Caleb. Savoring the taste of victory, I offer a smirk to Caleb and a quirk an eyebrow. That was the most unemotional laugh ever. Once we're done eating, Caleb finishes his lemon water and leans back into the leather chair.
How's everything at the DAA?
It's fine. Didn't fall apart without you. We've got a bunch of new recruits now, so the lockers are tight. But no one's touched yours. They even made a new uniform for you, and put it along with your medals in the Honorable Pilot's Wall. Whenever Patrick or Blythe pass by it, they pause there for a moment.
First things first. Clear out my locker so others can use it. It's better if my name isn't around to ruin the mood.
Hey!
Before Gideon can retort, I quickly poke Caleb's waist. Caleb, as someone who's passed away, maybe it's better to stay quiet and accept the commemoration.
We did think about clearing out your things, but it's even harder to bear when they're out of sight. I was this close to punching you, to let you know how we feel and all.
I respect that. I like Gideon more and more. A brief silence falls over the table. I look at Caleb. His head is lowered. He seems lost in thought, and his usually calm expression shows a hint of strain.
You don't need to torture yourselves. To the DAA, I'm just a...
The ringtone interrupts Caleb, and I catch a flicker of irritation in his eyes as he glances at the screen. It's probably related to the far space fleet.
Go ahead and eat. I'll answer this call outside.
As he gets up and walks past me, he slightly leans in my direction.
Don't worry.
Yet, a sense of unease starts to grow in my heart. My time with Caleb might come to an end soon. After lunch, Caleb and Gideon stand outside the restaurant. They're waiting for the girl to buy ice cream from the dessert place.
Is she the only one who knows about this?
Yes.
After learning about your death, Professor Lewis stopped cooking for quite a while. It's only recently that he started again. He's been making those dishes you used to like.
That's good. Let's not disturb those who moved on.
A moment of silence passes. Gideon nods. He understands the implications.
I'll be heading back to Skyhaven soon. What about you?
Caleb glances at the dessert place's window.
I'll also be returning.
Okay, I'll get a taxi and we'll go to the station together.
Even though I knew it'll happen, I couldn't help but feel disappointed when Caleb told me that he was returning to Skyhaven. As I give the ice cream to Caleb, I pinch the palm of his right hand.
What was that for?
I'm sharing my disappointment. You're leaving and we barely spent a whole day together.
Are you trying to measure it with pain? Well, if that's the case, you might as well pinch harder.
He offers up his right arm as if to let me pinch all of it. Guys, isn't his right arm the mechanical arm? Did she pinch the right arm? I pinched the palm of his right hand. Oh my god. Okay.
Consider it compensation for not being able to stick around?
Who willingly asks for pain? When will you be back in Lincoln?
Let me think. I'll sort things out today and return by tomorrow. Does that make you feel better?
My disappointment instantly vanishes. I suppress my smile, and slap Caleb's palm.
Ouch, that really hurt.
Ow, I also felt it. Did you see the look on his face when he said that? It didn't even look like it hurt, guys.
So what was that for?
I hide my hands behind my back, hiding the surge of anticipation bubbling inside me. Take a guess. After a lonely dinner, the lights along the street turn on. I get in a taxi, ready to head home. The 9 o'clock chime comes through the radio. It's only 9. Tomorrow is still far away. That's how I feel like whenever there's a big update. Returning from the station, Caleb's absence weighs heavily on me. Still, I eagerly look forward to tomorrow. If he only were coming home tomorrow from the start. If only he were coming home tomorrow from the start. The sting of our brief separation is unbearable. I can't help but wish Caleb was feeling the same way I do. Honestly, you know how we all say that Caleb is very, possessive and obsessive over MC? MC's kind of the same way, to be honest. Like, she's always wanting to be near him.
3 hours ago, the Koalum Express bound for Skyhaven experienced an unexpected protocore energy fluctuation. The cause remains unknown.
Uh-oh.
Several passengers were injured and have been transported to the Willow Medical Center.
Uh-oh. Was Caleb on that train? He's not gonna pick up, is he? I try calling Caleb, but he doesn't answer the phone after 2 rings. I pause and try calling him again. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my god, can you imagine? Unable to contact Caleb, I call Gideon and finally get caught up to speed.
He contained the energy fluctuation with his evol. Otherwise, the damage to the train could have been catastrophic. The passengers wouldn't have been evacuated in time. I feel like he sensed something was off before the incident. It was almost like he got on that train specifically to handle it. By the way, Caleb didn't want me to tell you this, but I think you should know. His arm got hurt pretty badly. He refused to go to the hospital and went straight home. I don't know what he's hiding, but when you see him, tell him to be careful.
I'm telling you guys, I am actually into Gideon, like 100%. I wish his name wasn't Gideon, but I'm into Gideon. I will, Gideon. To Skyhaven we go. Using my fingertip, I unlock Caleb's door and push it open. The living room is empty. Caleb, are you there? Weird. Isn't he supposed to be home? Scanning the room, I only see his clothes draped over the sofa and his phone on the coffee table. I pull out my phone and look up nearby hospitals, but a gentle breeze catches my attention. Something's not right. I follow the breeze to the wall that seems completely solid. I give the wall a push, it opens and reveals a scene that leaves me stunned. In the dimly lit room, Caleb is shirtless. He's surrounded by numerous devices with darkened screens. Cables stretch from the device like a web and converge into Caleb's right arm. The limb looked almost alien. It's once flesh and bone replaced by mechanical structures with dark red currents flowing through it. Caleb, your arm!
How did you...
I can't see Caleb's face clearly, yet his gaze feels like a weightless feather touching my face. The secret was out. He turned slightly, fully exposing the extent of his mechanical arm to my view.
Are you scared?
His somber voice in my ears shifts into a clear, probing question. Are you scared of Caleb? Of course not.
Maybe you should be. Stay back.
Repair complete.
Ooh.
I almost forgot. You never listen to me during times like these.
Oh, sorry. She said, Caleb, turn around, look at me. I completely forgot I had to narrate.
I didn't mean to hide it from you. I just didn't expect you to find out like this.
This arm, does it still hurt?
I barely feel any pain unless it's under repair. But I can't even feel you anymore.
Caleb, sometimes I wish... What did she say? Sometimes I wish you were always in pain. What? ¿Qué pasa? What?
If that's what it takes to feel you, I'll accept it.
But most of the time I wish your pain could be lessened. I wish it wasn't so fast. Gosh. Is this Fleet's doing? They won't get away with this.
You think you can just come and go as you please? It's even more painful when you take risks for my sake.
Is that so? Whoa, okay. What? Then hold me, Caleb. Do it tightly. Okay. Alright. Okay. Use your right hand. Oh, guys, the shock on his face.
You're the only one who can ease my pain. After the explosion, I spent a long time recovering in a hospital. At the time, this arm could still feel another's touch. He could still feel warmth, the cold, anything and everything. But after the modifications, all that vanished. Only extreme pain could be felt.
Caleb's heavy weight presses down on my shoulder, but I'd prefer it if he kept leaning on me. Is that why you asked me to pinch you harder?
It was the only way this arm could feel you. Even if it's pain. As long as it's from you. I want it.
Alright, Mr. Masochist. But I don't want to hurt you. I wrap my arms around Caleb's back and welcome his embrace. I press my forehead against his trembling shoulder. I also don't want you to be numb to my presence.
In that case, you can't call it hurt.
You always find a way to sway my mind.
If you didn't want to be swayed, nothing I said would have worked. Right?
See, this is the whole thing about Caleb, right? Yeah, everybody says that he's a problematic character, he's manipulative, and yada yada yada. But MC is 100% willing to be in that position, you know? So it is completely consensual on her part, just because it's Caleb. And I know that is messed up, but this is a game. Okay. A long silence passes, and I rest my head on his shoulder. I take his right hand. Did you know? Those who hurt others often feel pain themselves. I tighten my grip on his hand, as if trying to become one with him. If this is the only way, then I wish... The pressure causes our fingers to redden, the pain rippling like waves through our nerves. Caleb, I wish I could always be the one to give you this kind of pain. Bro, what? Okay. Oh, that's the end of this. That's the end. Okay. Man. Caleb really is like a messed up character, huh? So is MC. Like, MC in this story is like 100% going for it. And I am so here for it. I really enjoyed this. What shocked me the most is that I'm into Gideon. I like Gideon. Can we have Gideon? So like every love interest has like a friend that they talk to, like a third person involved in the story, and apparently Caleb's is going to be Gideon. So very, very fun, especially now that Gideon knows that Caleb is alive. So there is that. Alright, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Leave your comments down below. What do you think of Painful Signal? What do you think of the relationship between MC and Caleb in this specific memory only? I find their dynamic to be very interesting, very kind of like let's experience pain together, you know? It's kind of crazy. Anyway, I'm thoroughly enjoying this. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, leave a like down below. And if you want to stay tuned for more stuff, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching. I am Lynn, the Gacha Goblin, and I will see you lovelies in the next video. Bye-bye now.